What if I told you that the life you think you're living is just the surface, and beneath it lies an entire universe of untold secrets? Secrets about your soul, your purpose, and the true nature of reality itself. Most of us are taught that life is random, that we are here by chance. But what if I told you that everything, from the moment you were born to the smallest detail of your existence, is part of a plan you agreed to long before you ever took your first breath? You've felt it, haven't you? That sense that there's something more to life, something hidden, a deeper truth that others don't see or dare to acknowledge. In today's exploration, we're diving into a realm that most are too afraid to confront. We'll uncover the forbidden knowledge that's been kept from you. Knowledge about your soul's true origin, your life's purpose, and the unseen forces shaping your every decision. But here's the catch. What you're about to learn isn't meant for everyone. Only those willing to step beyond the veil can truly understand. Stay with me, because in just a moment, you'll discover why this truth has remained hidden for so long. And when you do, nothing in your life will ever be the same again. What if I told you that long before you took your first breath, your soul signed an agreement? A contract, not with the world you now see, but with the universe itself. Most of us are unaware of it, but this pact is what shapes every choice, every crossroads, and every moment in our lives. It's as if you, in your deepest essence, knew exactly where you needed to go, even before you had the language to express it. Have you ever felt inexplicably drawn to certain experiences or people, as if fate had already planned it? This isn't just some abstract spiritual concept. Imagine that beneath the surface of your conscious thoughts, there's an ancient plan, a map waiting for you to follow. Neuroscience tells us that our brains are wired to find patterns, seeking meaning in everything around us. But what if the deepest meaning, your true path, has already been written? What if your impulses, dreams, and deep desires are simply the echoes of that ancient agreement trying to pull you towards something greater? Yet, what makes this pact so elusive is its invisibility. It's not something you'll find in a document or a ceremony, but rather in the subtle experiences you can't quite explain. Some call it intuition, others call it fate. It's a force that silently guides you, even when your mind resists. Imagine that your soul is speaking to you in ways you don't fully understand, nudging you forward, hinting at something bigger, something divine. The question is, will you listen? As you dive deeper into your life's journey, you may start noticing moments of strange alignment, when everything seems to fall into place with eerie precision. Is this just coincidence, or could it be the universe confirming that you're on the right path, one you agreed to before birth? Quantum physics suggests that time, in its linear form, is an illusion. Could it be that the past and future already coexist, and your soul's agreement is already written in the stars? We often think of life as a series of disconnected events, driven by free will. But what if the truth is far more complex? Every decision you make, every step you take, could be part of a far-reaching plan designed by a higher force. Spiritual traditions talk about destiny and fate, but modern science offers something even more profound: the idea that our consciousness is not confined to the present. If our minds are not just passive receivers, but active participants in shaping reality, could it be that your pact is being fulfilled right now? What if the fulfillment of this pact isn't something you're merely waiting for? It's something you're already living. Right now, your soul is in the process of awakening to the promises made long ago. You're closer to the truth than you think. But here's the real mystery. What if the ultimate revelation of this agreement lies just beyond your current understanding? Could it be that what you're seeking has been within you all along, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself? Imagine for a moment that your life is not just a random series of events, but a carefully crafted blueprint, a plan designed not by your conscious mind, but by the very fabric of the universe itself. Quantum physics teaches us that everything, In existence is interconnected on a subatomic level. Nothing exists in isolation. Could it be that your soul's path is not just a spiritual idea, but part of the universe's grand design? What if this blueprint is encoded into the very quantum structure of reality, waiting for you to uncover it? Think about it. The particles that make up your body, the air you breathe, even the thoughts you have, they're all influenced by forces so tiny and invisible they seem almost magical. At the quantum level, particles don't behave like they're supposed to. They can be in two places at once or move faster than the speed of light. What if your soul's path is similarly unpredictable, not bound by linear time or traditional concepts of space, but existing in multiple possibilities simultaneously, all intertwined in a cosmic dance? This idea may sound strange, but think about the experiences in your life that defy logic. The moments when everything aligns perfectly, as if the universe itself was pushing you forward. What if those moments aren't just coincidence, but the unfolding of the very quantum blueprint your soul agreed to before birth? Each choice you make, each new experience, could be a tiny ripple in the grand quantum ocean, revealing glimpses of a much larger plan. As we dive deeper into the mysteries of quantum physics, we realize that our perception of reality is just a tiny sliver of what truly exists. The quantum realm is chaotic, unpredictable, and far more complex than we can imagine. In the same way, the true nature of your soul's path could be just as mysterious, governed by laws we're only beginning to understand. Could it be that the universe's deepest secrets are encoded in the very same quantum forces that shape your existence? Now, consider this. What if your choices, your free will, are not as free as they seem? If everything in the quantum world is connected, it's possible that your every decision, no matter how small, is being guided by forces beyond your conscious awareness. The universe, it seems, doesn't just allow you to choose. It's been anticipating your choices all along. The quantum blueprint may not just be a passive map, but an active, living force, shaping and reshaping itself based on the energy you put into the world. There's one crucial question that we must ask. What happens when you realize that your life is not a random collection of moments, but part of a profound, interconnected plan? What if the blueprint you've been following is more than just a cosmic coincidence? It's a divine design, woven into the very structure of existence itself. The answers to these questions may be closer than you think, but will you have the courage to look deeper into the mysteries of your soul's quantum path? Have you ever wondered why certain thoughts or impulses seem to come out of nowhere, as if they're not truly yours? What if I told you that your subconscious mind is far more than just a storage system for memories and emotions? It's the gateway to the secret contract your soul made long before you were born. Most of us live life through the lens of the conscious mind, unaware that deep beneath the surface lies a hidden guide, leading us towards the fulfillment of a pact we've forgotten but are destined to fulfill. The subconscious doesn't just store your past experiences, it holds the key to your true purpose. Neuroscientific studies have shown that the brain operates far more on autopilot than we realize, driven by unconscious patterns and automatic responses. But what if these patterns are not random? What if they are preordained, acting as subtle nudges pushing you toward a pre-written destiny? Every time you feel a strange sense of déjà vu or experience a random flash of insight, could it be your subconscious mind reminding you of the path you're meant to walk? Think of it like this. Your subconscious mind is like a hidden library, filled with ancient wisdom, emotions, and memories that you haven't consciously accessed. Within this library lies your soul's roadmap, everything you need to know to navigate your life and fulfill the promises you made. The only catch? You've been conditioned to ignore it, caught up in the demands of the everyday world. The more you listen to your intuition, the more you begin to unlock what has been buried deep inside you for lifetimes. But here's the thing. tapping into your subconscious is not as easy as just sitting back and letting the answers come to you. It requires a willingness to let go of the narrative your conscious mind has been feeding you, to trust that there's something far greater at play. It's like trying to tune into a radio station that's always been broadcasting, but you've been stuck on the wrong frequency. When you finally catch the signal, everything changes. The subtle clues that once seemed like coincidences begin to reveal themselves as part of a larger, grander plan. There's another layer to this mystery. What if your subconscious mind is not just reflecting your past, but actively shaping your future? Research into the field of neuroplasticity suggests that the brain is constantly rewiring itself based on your thoughts and experiences. If your soul made a pact, could your subconscious mind be the tool that actively reconfigures your thoughts, perceptions, and choices to align with your soul's mission? Every habit, belief, and even the things you are drawn to could be part of a larger process, one you may not fully understand, but are already participating in. So the real question becomes, how much of your life is shaped by conscious decisions, and how much is being guided by the deeper currents of your subconscious mind? What if you've been unknowingly following the breadcrumbs laid out for you long before your birth? And what happens when you awaken to this truth and realize that everything, absolutely everything, is a reflection of a pact your soul made long ago? Could it be that you're already living the life you were meant to live, even when it feels like you're just stumbling through it? Imagine there exists a vast, ethereal library that holds the entire history of your soul, from the very first moment it came into existence all the way to this current life and beyond. It's not a library you can walk into physically, but one that exists in a plane beyond time and space, an invisible archive known as the Akashic Records. These records contain the knowledge of every choice, every lesson, and every experience your soul has lived through. Could it be that everything you've ever done, everything you're destined to do, is already recorded in this hidden space? The concept of the Akashic Records has been around for centuries, revered in many spiritual traditions as the universal database of human existence. But modern science offers a fascinating parallel. Think of the way our DNA holds the history of our biological evolution. What if, just like our physical bodies carry the memories of our ancestors, our souls carry the energetic imprints of every life we've lived? The Akashic Records are the spiritual equivalent of this profound genetic code, offering us a glimpse into the most intimate details of our soul's purpose. But here's the catch. Accessing the Akashic Records isn't something that happens by simply asking for it. It requires a deep inner awakening, a connection to the higher realms of consciousness. It's like standing on the edge of a cliff and knowing there's something beyond the fog, something you can't yet see, but somehow know is there. When you awaken to the presence of these records, you start to see the subtle clues scattered throughout your life that point to a greater plan, like the déjà vu moments, the serendipitous encounters, or the sudden bursts of insight that feel like you've lived them before. What if these moments of sudden clarity, when everything falls into place, are not random at all? They could be glimpses into the Akashic Records, little pieces of your soul's journey that are being revealed to you at precisely the right moment. The more you meditate, the more you connect to your inner self, the more you begin to notice these synchronicities that guide you back to your soul's original pact. But accessing this wisdom requires trust, because the truth hidden within the Akashic Records might challenge everything you thought you knew about yourself and your life's purpose. And here's something even more unsettling. What if your soul's true mission isn't just about you? What if the Akashic Records hold the stories not only of your past lives, but of the collective journey of humanity? Could it be that your soul's pact is intricately linked with the fate of others, with the greater cosmic plan that's unfolding right now? What if the decisions you make today ripple across time, affecting not just your life, but the lives of others you've yet to meet? This leads us to an undeniable conclusion. The Akashic Records hold far more than just your personal history. They hold the keys to everything. If you could access them, would you be ready to uncover the truth of your soul's mission? And if these records contain the answers, how would your life change when you realize that the path you are walking is far more connected to the universe than you could ever have imagined? Have you ever experienced something so perfectly timed that it made you wonder if the universe itself was conspiring to bring you to this moment? A chance encounter? A fleeting thought that led you to the right place at the right time? These aren't coincidences as much as we like to believe. They are synchronicities, powerful, hidden messages from the universe that confirm you're not just wandering aimlessly through life. What if these seemingly random events are actually carefully orchestrated signs guiding you toward the fulfillment of a deeper soul contract you made long before your birth? Synchronicity, as Carl Jung famously described, is not just a matter of chance. It's an alignment of inner and outer worlds, where meaning emerges from what appears to be random. But the real question is, who or what is creating this meaning? What if these synchronistic moments are not simply cosmic accidents, but the universe's way of tapping you on the shoulder, reminding you that your soul's pact is being fulfilled in ways you might not yet understand? Every small moment of serendipity could be part of a far grander plan, pointing you toward the path you were meant to walk. You've felt it, haven't you? The moment when everything aligns, when time and space seem to bend to your will. You meet someone at just the right moment, or a song on the radio answers a question you've been asking. We're often quick to brush these off as just coincidence, but what if they are subtle hints, revealing that the universe is working in concert with your soul's mission? In those fleeting instances, you are reminded that you are not simply a bystander in your life. You are an active participant in a far greater design. The quantum world offers a fascinating parallel to this idea. In the quantum field, particles are entangled, influencing one another across great distances without any direct interaction. Could it be that, on a deeper level, your life is similarly entangled with the flow of the universe? Just as particles communicate across space, your soul might be in constant, invisible communication with the universe, drawing you toward moments of profound meaning. This isn't just random chance. It's your soul's agreement manifesting in your everyday experiences. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Synchronicities are not always easy to recognize. Sometimes they come disguised as challenges, obstacles, or confusing crossroads. Could these difficult moments also be part of the pact your soul made? What if these apparent detours are not mistakes, but necessary steps in the process of awakening to your true purpose? In those moments of uncertainty, could it be that the universe is guiding you to the next phase of your journey, even if you can't yet see it? So, the question lingers. How much of what happens in your life is truly by chance, and how much of it is a carefully orchestrated series of signs leading you toward the fulfillment of your soul's pact? And what happens when you start to recognize these synchronicities for what they are? Could you unlock a deeper level of understanding and connection with the universe, one that reveals the full extent of your soul's hidden agreement? The answers are closer than you think, but they may be waiting for you to look at the world in an entirely new way. What if the most profound truth about you isn't something you discover, but something you've always carried within you? An invisible spiritual signature unique to your soul? Just like your fingerprints are one of a kind, so too is your soul's energy, a frequency that resonates with the universe in a way that no one else's does. This signature is the key to understanding your life's true purpose, a roadmap you agreed to follow before you were even born. And yet, most of us go through life unaware of this signature, as if the most crucial part of who we are is hidden in plain sight. Your soul's signature isn't something you can easily see, but you feel its presence in the choices you make, the people you're drawn to, and even the struggles you face. It's what drives your deepest passions, pulls you towards certain experiences, and tugs at your heart when you feel lost. Neuroscientists argue that our minds are conditioned to seek meaning. But what if this drive for purpose goes even deeper? What if the true meaning of your life is encoded in this unique frequency, guiding you towards the fulfillment of your soul's contract, whether you consciously realize it or not? Every decision you make, from the smallest to the most significant, is influenced by this signature. It's the invisible thread that ties together your past, present, and future. This signature isn't something you create, it's something you are. And it's not just about what you've chosen to do in this lifetime. It's about who you are at the core of your being, an energy that transcends time, connecting you to everything you've ever been and everything you will become. In that sense, your soul's signature is a key, unlocking the deeper mysteries of your existence if you're willing to understand it. But understanding this soul signature is not as simple as reading a map. It requires a deep personal journey, one of self-awareness, introspection, and often surrender. Have you ever had the feeling that you're meant to do something more, something greater than what you're currently doing? What if that feeling is the echo of your soul's signature calling you toward its true purpose? The challenge is not in finding your purpose, but in recognizing that it's already there, patiently waiting for you to wake up to it. What's even more fascinating is that this signature isn't static, it evolves as you do. Just as your physical body changes over time, so too does your soul's signature. As you grow, learn, and experience, your soul's resonance may shift, reflecting the new layers of wisdom you've gathered. The universe doesn't hand you a finished and that blueprint at birth. It gives you the outline, and you're the one who fills in the details. Your soul's signature is a living, breathing force that grows with you, adapting to each new challenge and breakthrough. So, here's the pressing question. What happens when you begin to truly understand the unique frequency of your soul's signature? What if, by tuning into it, you unlock the deepest layers of your life's purpose and realize that everything you've experienced has been guiding you toward this moment? Are you ready to embrace this knowledge and to discover what unfolds when you finally live in alignment with the deepest essence of who you truly are? The path to your soul's fulfillment might be closer than you think, but only if you're brave enough to follow the signature that's been calling you all along. What if the body you inhabit isn't just a biological machine, but a sacred vessel, designed to carry out the deepest promise your soul made before you were born? We often think of the mind and body as separate, but what if they are one? Modern science tells us that the body and mind are inextricably linked, influencing one another in ways we're only beginning to understand. Could it be that your physical form is the very instrument through which your soul's pact is being fulfilled? Every ache, every surge of energy, every moment of health or illness might be signaling something far deeper than we realize. Think about this. From the moment you were conceived, your body has been designed to respond to the energies of the universe, to the unseen forces that guide your soul's mission. The body's nervous system, which transmits electrical impulses, can be seen as a conduit through which your soul communicates with the world. Every sensation, from the flutter of excitement to the pang of fear, might be the body's way of communicating the deeper currents of your soul's purpose. Is it possible that your body holds the map to your destiny, if you only know how to listen? Spiritual traditions have long spoken of the body as a temple, a sacred space where the divine resides. But modern science has a new way of understanding this. Research in epigenetics has shown that environmental factors can influence the expression of your genes, changing the way your body reacts to the world. Could it be that your body's responses are not just random reactions, but reflections of the soul's pact, guiding you toward your true purpose? Perhaps the way you respond to certain experiences, joy, pain, love, carries the imprint of an ancient contract written long before your birth. Every illness, every physical challenge you face might not just be an accident or a misfortune. What if they are not just symptoms of the body's malfunction, but part of a larger pattern that helps you grow, evolve, and awaken to your true mission? When you are sick, stressed, or struggling, Could it be that your body is trying to redirect you, pulling you back into alignment with your soul's pact? The body has a way of signaling what the mind often ignores. Could it be that your body is constantly trying to remind you of the promises you made before your life began? This connection between body and soul is not always easy to perceive because it requires deep awareness. How often do you ignore the whispers of your body, caught up in the noise of daily life? The mind tends to dominate, but what if by quieting the mind, you can hear the body's wisdom, its subtle clues about your soul's true purpose? What if every sensation, every emotion is a form of communication, a reminder of the pact you made with the universe? When you listen closely, you may begin to hear the whispers guiding you toward fulfillment. And yet, here lies the question. How much of your life's path has been determined by your soul's pact, expressed through the language of your body? How many physical sensations, emotions, and even illnesses have been guiding you to something greater, something you've only begun to understand? If your body is the vessel through which your soul's promises are being fulfilled, what happens when you finally listen and understand its messages? Could it be that your physical form is the missing key, unlocking the final piece of your soul's destiny? The answers are hidden within, but only if you're willing to turn inward and pay attention. Have you ever entered a room and instantly felt the energy shift, either for the better or worse, without anyone speaking a word? What if I told you that this sensation is not just an emotional response, but a direct reflection of the energy you carry with you, a unique vibrational field that emanates from your soul's very core? Your energy field, or aura, is more than just an abstract idea. It is the invisible force that interacts with the world, influencing your experiences, relationships, and environment. Could it be that this energy field is the true manifestation of your soul's pact, and that the way you interact with the world is determined by the frequencies you project? Science now confirms what ancient spiritual traditions have long known. Everything in the universe, including you, is made of energy. Every thought, emotion, and intention you harbor sends out energetic waves which interact with the people and environments around you. Quantum physics shows that even objects once thought to be solid are made up of vibrating particles, constantly exchanging energy with their surroundings. If your soul's pact is part of this cosmic blueprint, then your energy field could be the key to unlocking how your soul's journey is unfolding. Every interaction, every exchange is a chance for this field to shift and transform, bringing you closer to your soul's ultimate purpose. But there's a mystery within this. Could it be that your soul's agreement is not only influencing your personal life, but is also transforming the environment around you? The way you project your energy may not just impact your day-to-day experiences, but could ripple out to create larger changes in your world. When you vibrate at a frequency aligned with your soul's true purpose, everything you touch begins to respond to that energy. People are drawn to you, opportunities appear, and your environment starts to reflect the energy you carry within. This is not mere coincidence. It's the natural result of a soul in alignment with its purpose, acting as a magnet for everything it needs. It's also possible that the energetic imprint of your soul's pact can affect not just your present, but even the spaces you inhabit. Certain places may feel more right for you than others, resonating with your soul's frequency. Have you ever wondered why you feel at peace in some places, but unsettled in others? What if those feelings are clues that your energy is interacting with the specific frequencies of the environment? You may be drawn to certain places because they help align your soul's energy with the larger cosmic plan it is fulfilling. On the other hand, dissonant environments may be pulling you away from that path, trying to redirect your soul to where it's meant to be. Your energy field is not just a passive reflection of who you are. It's a dynamic force that interacts with the universe, constantly shifting and evolving. Just as a tuning fork resonates with a specific pitch when struck, your soul's pact sends out energetic vibrations that draw experiences, people, and challenges to you in a precise and intentional way. Could it be that your energy is the vehicle through which the universe communicates with you, guiding you toward fulfillment? The more you understand your energy field, the more you realize that it is the physical expression of your soul's deepest desires. But this leads us to a profound question. How much control do you have over the energy you project into the world? And what happens when you consciously align your energy with your soul's purpose? If your energy field is actively shaping your reality, could it be that you have the power to accelerate the fulfillment of your soul's pact simply by becoming aware of this force? When you learn to work with your energy, could you unlock doors to unimaginable possibilities, transforming not just your own life, but the world around you as well? The answers lie within your energy field, waiting for you to discover them, but only if you dare to look beyond the surface. What if the challenges you face today are not just a result of your current life's choices, but echoes of an ancient debt, a karmic weight carried over from lifetimes past? Karma, often viewed as a spiritual ledger of actions and consequences, could be much more than a simple moral balancing act. What if it is an intricate part of the pact your soul made before your birth, a way to fulfill unfinished business and evolve through time? Every trial, every moment of suffering might not be random. Instead, they could be the results of agreements made in another life, destined to bring you closer to the ultimate realization of your soul's purpose. We tend to think of karma in terms of punishment or reward, but this oversimplifies a much deeper, more complex process. What if karma isn't just about paying for past mistakes or reaping the rewards of good deeds? What if it's an intentional force placed by your soul to create the conditions necessary for its evolution? Each life, each experience, could be a step toward fulfilling the soul's pact, guiding you through lessons that must be learned before you can move on. Could it be that the difficulties you face today are a result of your soul's desire to complete unfinished cycles, to make things right, and to grow in ways that only this life can allow? The concept of karma as a burden has been deeply ingrained in our understanding of spiritual laws. But what if, instead of a burden, karma is the universe's way of providing you with the tools you need for your soul's growth? Every person who crosses your path, every painful experience, may be the universe's way of offering you the opportunity to resolve unfinished business. These karmic connections, these coincidences, may be part of a larger, grand design, a design that your soul agreed to before your first breath. Could it be that your soul chose these experiences not as punishment, but as a way to deepen its understanding and awaken to its true potential? Now imagine this. What if karma is not bound by a single lifetime? What if your past lives, be they recent or ancient, are intricately connected to the life you're living now, influencing the decisions you make and the experiences you attract? In this sense, karma isn't just a result of actions in your current life, but a ripple effect from your soul's entire journey. The unresolved debts, the lessons left unfinished in past incarnations, may be calling you now to resolve them. The relationships, the challenges you face, might be directly linked to the choices you made in another life. Choices your soul now has the opportunity to revisit, heal, and complete. As you begin to awaken to this truth, you may start to see patterns in your life, patterns that feel like they repeat, no matter how hard you try to change. These patterns, these recurring challenges, might not be as random as they appear. They could be the universe's way of guiding you toward the lessons you need to learn in order to fulfill your soul's original agreement. Could it be that these cycles, which seem like obstacles, are actually opportunities for liberation, gifts hidden in disguise, leading you toward the ultimate freedom your soul is seeking? So here lies the question. What if your karma isn't a punishment to be avoided, but the missing piece to your soul's evolution? What if the debt you feel in your life is not just a burden, but the universe's way of helping you fulfill your pact? And what happens when you begin to recognize these patterns for what they truly are? Lessons that bring you closer to the person you were meant to become. The answers are hidden in the depths of your soul's history, and unlocking them might just be the key to the awakening you've been searching for all along. What if everything you've ever experienced, the joy, the sorrow, the triumphs, and the failures, has been imprinted on your very DNA? In a world where genetics is typically understood as the code that determines our physical traits, could it also hold the record of your soul's journey through time? Recent advancements in science have shown that our DNA carries much more than the blueprint for our bodies. It holds the potential for memory, wisdom, and even trauma. What if your soul's deepest secrets, the purpose, the promises, the very pact it made before birth, are encoded in your genetic code waiting to be unlocked? You may be familiar with the idea of ancestral memory, where traits, emotions, or patterns pass down from one generation to the next. But what if this memory extends beyond just your ancestors? What if your DNA carries the imprints of all the lives your soul has lived? Each molecule in your body, each cell, may not just be the physical representation of your current self, but also a vessel that holds the experiences of your past lives, experiences that shape your present reality. Could it be that your body is the living library of your soul's journey, containing memories and knowledge from ages long past? In fact, research in epigenetics has shown that life experiences, trauma, joy, love, can leave a lasting imprint on your genetic makeup. This suggests that your body is not just a vessel for carrying your physical traits, but is also deeply influenced by the energy of your soul's history. If your soul made a pact before birth, could it be that your DNA contains the coded map to help you fulfill that promise? The patterns, the challenges, the desires that seem to emerge in your life may not just be random, but could be the activation of ancient memories encoded in your very cells. Is your body the key to unlocking the soul's true purpose? Think about the moments when you experience a deep connection with certain places, people, or ideas. Have you ever wondered why some things feel so familiar, as if you've known them for lifetimes? This could be your soul's memory stirring, reaching out to reconnect with something it has known before. Every sensation, every connection you feel might not be as random as it seems. It could be the activation of a deeper cellular memory, one that calls you to fulfill the pact your soul made long ago. Your DNA, with its intricate design, could be the secret code that holds the answers you've been seeking. But what if this memory doesn't just reside in your DNA, but in the very energy field of your body? Just as quantum physics shows us that energy and matter are interconnected, could it be that the energy surrounding you, the very aura that others sense, holds the imprint of your soul's journey, passed down through generations and lifetimes? In this sense, your energy field could be the living expression of your soul's accumulated knowledge, guiding you toward the experiences and realizations necessary to fulfill your soul's original promise. Could your energy be calling out to the universe, directing you to exactly what you need to fulfill your pact? The real question now is, how much of your soul's history is hidden within your DNA, and how much of it is actively shaping your life? If your body is the living archive of your soul's journey, what would happen if you unlocked the secrets hidden within? Could understanding these deeper memories lead you to the awakening of your true purpose? The answers may lie within you, encoded in the cells of your body, waiting for you to tap into the profound wisdom of your soul's ancient, living history. But what happens when you finally activate this knowledge and realize that you are far more than just a product of your current life? What if everything you thought you knew about free will is an illusion? What if the choices you've made, the paths you've walked, and the decisions you've struggled with have all been part of a grand design, one that your soul agreed to long before you were born? Free will is often hailed as the greatest power we possess, the ability to shape our destinies. But what if this freedom is more of a guided journey than we ever imagined? Could it be that while we believe we are making choices, we are actually fulfilling a pact set in motion by our soul long ago? Let's consider the concept of fate versus free will. In the material world, we are taught that we are the architects of our own lives. Every decision we make is ours to choose, free from any outside influence. But could it be that the decisions you make, every direction you take, are being subtly guided by something far deeper, something more ancient than your conscious mind? If you really think about it, haven't you felt moments where you were meant to make a specific decision, where things seemed to fall into place as if they were already set in motion? What if these coincidences are actually signs of your soul's agreement being fulfilled in real time? Quantum physics suggests that time itself is not as linear as we perceive it. What if this also applies to the choices we make? Could it be that the future and past exist simultaneously, influencing each other? Imagine if the choices you make today have already been laid out in the vast expanse of time and space. Your soul, before it entered this life, might have already charted the path you would take. With the free will, you experience simply being the conscious awareness of decisions that align with the soul's larger plan. Could it be that what we see as free choice is actually part of a divine script, carefully designed to help you fulfill the promise your soul made before you were born? This isn't to say that you are powerless. On the contrary, the choices you make are still your own, but they may be influenced by forces you cannot see or understand. Your free will may not be a contradiction to divine design, but a crucial part of it. Every decision you make, every relationship you enter, every job you take, every moment of pain and joy is a small but important piece of the puzzle that your soul is meant to complete. What if your choices are a form of collaboration between your conscious mind and the divine forces guiding you? Could it be that you've always had the power to shape your destiny, but only now are you beginning to see the connection between your choices and the greater design of your life? The mystery deepens when we consider the idea of soul agreements and reincarnation. If you've lived before, could it be that your soul's contract transcends this single lifetime? What if the free will you experience is not just bound to this life, but extends through multiple incarnations, each with its own unique set of lessons and choices? Could the decisions you make today be a reflection of choices made in previous lives, each life building on the last, guiding you toward the ultimate fulfillment of your soul's purpose? The path you're walking now could be the culmination of lifetimes of preparation, leading you to the final chapter of your soul's journey. But here's the real question. How can you tell when you're living your life as a product of divine design and when you're making a choice from your true, authentic self? If the two are intertwined, what happens when you consciously align yourself with the larger soul contract and choose to walk in harmony with your soul's greater plan? Could the realization that you are both free and guided set you on a path of extraordinary clarity, where every step you take feels like a harmonious part of a divine symphony? As you move forward, consider this. What if your choices, your moments of true free will, are the very key to unlocking the soul's deepest pact? Could your decisions be the final piece of the puzzle, guiding you toward the fulfillment of a plan your soul set in motion long before you were born? If so, how much control do you really have over your own life? And what would happen if you allowed your soul's deeper purpose to guide your every choice? The answers may be hidden in the choices you've yet to make, but only if you dare to listen. Have you ever experienced that sudden, inexplicable moment when you realize that everything in your life up until now has been leading you to this one realization? A moment when the fog lifts and you feel like you're finally seeing the truth for what it really is. This is what we call an awakening. Not just an intellectual understanding, but a deep, visceral knowing that something ancient, something buried within you, is beginning to stir. What if these awakenings are not random at all, but the precise moment when you begin to remember the pact your soul made long before your birth? It's easy to dismiss these moments of clarity as mere coincidences or fleeting feelings. But what if they are far more significant than that? In spiritual terms, an awakening is often described as the process of becoming aware of your true nature, the deep purpose your soul carries. It's as if, at certain pivotal moments in your life, the veil between the physical world and the spiritual world thins, allowing you to glimpse the deeper truths that have always been there, just beneath the surface. Could these awakenings be the moments when your soul remembers the pact it made before it entered this life, reminding you of your true purpose? Science has long explored the concept of memory, especially in relation to the brain. But what if memory extends beyond the conscious mind, beyond the neurons in your brain, and into the very fabric of your being? Quantum physics suggests that consciousness is not confined to the brain, but is a field of energy that extends beyond the body. What if the memory of your soul's pact is stored not just in your mind, but in the very energy that surrounds you, in your thoughts, emotions, and even in your body? Could the sudden flashes of insight, the moments of deep knowing, be a glimpse of this stored memory beginning to awaken? As you begin to awaken to your soul's deeper purpose, you may notice certain patterns or symbols that appear in your life. These can manifest in many forms: a recurring dream, a meaningful encounter with someone who seems to appear just when you need them, or an event that aligns perfectly with your desires. These synchronicities are not mere accidents. They are the universe's way of guiding you back toward the fulfillment of your soul's pact. They are reminders that you are not alone on this journey, that the universe is, in fact, conspiring to help you fulfill the promises you made long before you were born. But awakening isn't always gentle. It can feel disorienting, like waking up from a dream and struggling to remember who you really are. The deeper you dive into this awakening, the more you may feel as though you are shedding layers of illusion, peeling back the false layers of identity that have been imposed on you by society, culture, or even your own mind. This process of awakening can be uncomfortable, but it is also the beginning of a profound transformation. As your soul remembers its pact, you start to let go of the things that no longer serve you, moving closer to the truth of who you really are. Here's the real question. What happens when you begin to truly remember your soul's pact? How would your life change if you stopped living according to external expectations and started living in alignment with the deepest truth of who you are? Could this awakening open up a whole new world of possibilities, one where every step you take brings you closer to the fulfillment of your soul's purpose? The answers lie within you, waiting to be uncovered, but only if you're ready to embrace the awakening and allow the truth of your soul to guide you toward its ultimate destination. What if the life you're living now is just one of many lives your soul is experiencing simultaneously? What if, as you walk through your daily existence, there are alternate versions of you, living in different realities, following different paths, fulfilling different aspects of your soul's pact? It's a mind-bending idea, but what if time itself isn't as linear as we've been taught? Could it be that the decisions you make in this life echo across multiple realities, creating parallel versions of you, each one walking a different road toward the fulfillment of the same soul agreement? Quantum physics gives us a glimpse into this possibility. The concept of parallel universes suggests that for every decision, for every choice, an alternate reality is created where a different version of you lives out the consequences of that choice. But what if, instead of being isolated in different timelines, these parallel lives are connected? What if they are all threads woven together by the same soul contract, fulfilling different facets of the same purpose? Could it be that your soul, rather than experiencing a single linear life, is actively living out multiple versions of its purpose across different dimensions of existence? Imagine that you are not just this one person you identify with in this lifetime. What if your soul is expressing itself through various incarnations, in different forms, across infinite timelines, each one contributing a unique piece to the larger picture of your soul's journey? You may think of yourself as an individual, with your own specific life path, but what if that path is only one chapter in a much greater story? What if the choices you make today are not just shaping this life, but are influencing other versions of yourself in different realities, each one exploring a different aspect of your soul's agreement? The more you explore this idea, the more you realize that the boundaries between these parallel lives might not be as firm as they seem. Could it be that your thoughts, emotions, and actions in this life are influencing and being influenced by other versions of you? Just as energy flows through the quantum field, perhaps your soul's energy is dispersed across multiple lives, each one fulfilling a different piece of the grand design it made before birth. What if the glimpses of déjà vu, the moments when you feel a deep sense of recognition with a place, a person, or an event, are actually hints from these parallel lives, signaling that they are all part of the same soul agreement? But this raises an intriguing question. If these parallel lives are fulfilling different aspects of the same pact, does that mean that the decisions you make in this life can have far-reaching consequences across other realities? What if the choices you make today are not only shaping your current path, but also redirecting the trajectory of other versions of yourself in alternate worlds? Could the fulfillment of your soul's pact depend not only on your actions here and now, but also on the interconnectedness of these parallel lives, each one influencing the others in ways you can't fully comprehend? As you continue on your journey, consider this. How would you begin to perceive your life if you knew that you weren't living it alone, that your soul's pact is being fulfilled across multiple realities? What if, by understanding the connection between these parallel lives, you could tap into a deeper wisdom, a collective insight that would bring you closer to the true fulfillment of your soul's purpose? The answers to these questions may lie beyond the limitations of this reality, waiting for you to unlock the mysteries of your soul's multidimensional existence. What if the soul's pact you made before birth is just one thread in a much grander, cosmic tapestry, a plan that extends far beyond your individual life? It's easy to think of ourselves as separate, isolated beings, navigating a random and unpredictable world. But what if everything you experience, every moment of joy and suffering, is part of a far-reaching design, one that involves not just you, but the entire universe? Could your soul's pact be woven into the fabric of the cosmos, intricately connected to the lives, choices, and destinies of others? Throughout history, countless spiritual traditions have spoken of the interconnectedness of all things. In many belief systems, the universe is seen as an intricately ordered system where every event, every individual life, is a part of a greater whole. What if your soul's journey is not just about you fulfilling some personal promise, but part of a universal plan, a plan that reaches across time, space, and even dimensions? The challenges you face, the lessons you learn, might not be just for your own growth, but for the greater good of all beings in existence. Could it be that your soul agreed to this pact not just to grow, but to play a role in a much larger cosmic awakening? Consider the idea that the universe is constantly evolving, not just in terms of physical laws, but in consciousness itself. Every action, every soul that awakens, every heart that shifts toward love or truth might be contributing to the expansion of universal consciousness. If this is the case, then your soul's pact might be one piece of a cosmic jigsaw puzzle, where every soul's journey plays an essential part in the unfolding of a greater collective purpose. The decisions you make, the energy you embody, could be helping to shape the evolution of the entire universe, one life at a time. This idea aligns with modern scientific discoveries about interconnectedness. In quantum mechanics, particles are found to be deeply entangled, meaning that the state of one particle can influence another, no matter the distance between them. Could it be that the choices you make, seemingly isolated and insignificant, are part of this universal entanglement, influencing not just your own life, but the lives of countless others, even across space and time? If this is true, then the AI, Purpose of your soul's pact is not just about personal fulfillment, but about contributing to a larger collective mission that is slowly guiding humanity and the universe toward a greater state of being. But here's the truly astonishing thought. What if you are not just a passive participant in this grand plan, but a co-creator? What if the fulfillment of your soul's pact depends not only on your awareness of your purpose, but also on your active participation in the unfolding of this cosmic story? Could the more you awaken to your true purpose, the more you align with the universal plan, the more you can consciously contribute to the collective awakening of all beings. The idea that we are not merely individuals on a random path, but part of a synchronized cosmic dance, is both humbling and empowering. So the question remains, how do you truly know if your soul's pact is connected to something greater, something beyond your understanding? And how can you consciously participate in this cosmic plan, knowing that your journey might hold the key to the universe's evolution? The answers lie within the depths of your soul's journey, but only if you dare to step outside the boundaries of individual experience and embrace the vast, interconnected design of the cosmos. What happens when you realize that the very life you're living is part of a much larger universal awakening that stretches far beyond your personal experience? The mysteries are waiting to be uncovered, and your role in the cosmic plan is just beginning to reveal itself. Imagine for a moment that you've reached the pinnacle of your soul's journey, the moment when your soul's pact is completely fulfilled. What does that look like? What happens when you've lived the life you were destined to live, when every challenge has been overcome, every lesson learned, and every promise made before your birth is fully realized? This might sound like a distant ideal, but what if the truth is even more profound? What if the moment of fulfillment is not an ending, but a beginning, an awakening to something even greater, something beyond the grasp of the human mind? For many, the idea of fulfilling a soul's pact is often tied to a sense of completion, a feeling of finally arriving at the destination. We imagine it as a moment of triumph, a place where everything makes sense, where all the pieces fall into place. But what if this isn't the end of the story at all? What if fulfilling your soul's purpose isn't a final destination, but a transformation into a new state of consciousness? The truth may be that fulfilling the pact is just the beginning of a deeper, more expansive journey, one that leads you to new realms of understanding and existence. Could it be that the real purpose of your life is not just to fulfill your soul's promises, but to evolve beyond them, into something more cosmic, more interconnected? When you begin to truly fulfill your soul's pact, you might feel a sense of peace and clarity that transcends all previous understanding. It's as if the fog that clouded your vision for so long has lifted, and you can finally see the bigger picture, the purpose behind all of your struggles, all of your joys. Everything seems to align effortlessly, and you realize that the universe has been guiding you all along. But the most profound shift happens when you realize that fulfilling your soul's pact is not just about personal achievement, it's about contributing to the greater cosmic harmony. Your individual journey has always been a small part of a much larger unfolding, and as you fulfill your role, you begin to understand how deeply interconnected all of existence is. However, this realization raises a powerful question. What happens next? If fulfilling your soul's pact is merely the first chapter in an ongoing story, then what comes after? Are you meant to rest and bask in the fulfillment of your purpose, or is there a greater calling, a next step in the journey that you haven't yet imagined? The deeper you look, the more you begin to sense that the fulfillment of your soul's pact is not about achieving a final goal, but about continuing to grow and evolve as part of a universal process that never truly ends. It's a never-ending dance, a journey of perpetual transformation, where the more you awaken, the more you realize there is always more to discover. Could the real mystery of your soul's pact lie in what happens after it is fulfilled? What if the true purpose of life isn't about reaching an endpoint, but about learning to embrace the endless journey of awakening, becoming a part of something that continuously evolves and expands. Perhaps the ultimate revelation is that the universe itself is not a static place, but an ongoing process of creation, and your soul's pact is just one thread in this ever-unfolding cosmic tapestry. Could it be that when you fulfill your pact, you unlock the next stage of existence, one where you participate in the creation of new realities, new dimensions of consciousness? As you reflect on these questions, one thing becomes clear. The fulfillment of your soul's pact is not the end of the story, but the beginning of something far greater. When you reach that moment, you will find that everything you thought you knew about yourself and the universe is just the start of a deeper journey. The real question is, are you ready to step into that new realm of being? The answers are waiting, just beyond the veil, and the journey has only just begun.